Mr. Arkady, how you doing? It's a pleasure speaking to you. Wow.
Oh, very nice speaking with you. How's everything?
And it could be better. This is Migdalia, my wife. She doesn't speak a word of English. I'm her husband. As I don't know if you're aware that I'm the witness here.
Yeah, she told me that you would help interpret. Yeah, so let's start off. I got like a long message from her, and I read through it, but I was a little busy because I have a trial coming up. But let me just start with the fact. So what happened? Just tell me so I could almost picture it happening. Like I'm sitting there watching it on the screen. I want to picture it happening. So I'm assuming she was walking, and there was that. I saw a break in the concrete, right? Like one section was lower than the other. Is that where she fell, or?
Yes, sir. What was that we left the tag and we were walking in the sidewalk, in this corridor sidewalk. I was walking like half an arm length away from her. And after walking towards that section of the sidewalk, it's nearly invisible to see the difference. And the difference is about 8 or 9 inches of the sidewalk. As we were there, I was in front of her. As we were there, my reaction was to jump. And as I'm jumping,
Well, just tell me what happened to her, right? Because did you get injured too?
No, sir.
Oh, so you don't have to tell me what you did or what your reaction was. That wouldn't be relevant. Just what happened to her? Like, what did she do? What happened to her?
Sorry, I apologize.
No problem.
She didn't have enough time to react. She fell. Her right foot landed on that uneven concrete. That's where she broke her her little finger. And she landed on the ground. I tried to raise her back up. I said,
well, just tell me, how did she fall? So she's walking and which foot stepped into the hole? Was it the right foot, the left? Right foot?
Yes, sir, the right foot.
Okay. And what was the date of the incident?
November the 10th of 2023.
Okay. And then what was her injury as a result?
It was a small finger on her foot. It was fractured.
Like the pinky toe?
Yeah, the pinky toe was broken.
Okay. And did she have to have any kind of surgery, anything to fix it, or was it just healed by itself?
A year and 6 months later, yes, sir. They had to go in, put a bone graft, and they had to add 2 plates and I believe 4 titanium bolts.
Oh, wow. That's pretty bad. And where did this happen? Which city was this?
This happened in South Florida, in the city of Hialeah, Florida.
And how old is Migdalia?
Migdalia, she is 56 right now. Yeah, 54, sir.
Okay. Is she still treating for the injury? How's she doing now?
She gets a lot of pain on her foot. She complains a lot about numbing on the section of the operation. Pain on the top of the foot and on the lower part of the foot. A lot of numbing. She barely can move the 2 little toes. Yes, we haven't met one of all our scheduled appointments with our doctors. We haven't missed one.
Is this the right foot that was injured? The right foot?
Yes, sir, the right foot.
And what stage is the lawsuit in right now?
The last mediation, and then on the 7th of November, we have the trial.
Oh, okay. So it's already coming up for trial. So you have the last mediation this week.
And we try to, we're new to all this. So we try to ask them how much are we covering the insurance. They tell us they don't know. In other words, it's not our business. They haven't made a file for her. They haven't done anything. We feel like we're by ourselves in this fight that we don't know what we're doing. I'm a mechanic by trade. She's a seamstress by trade. So you can imagine we're lost.
And so which lawyer is representing her? Let me take a look. I think maybe she told me. Yeah, I could do like a verdict search to see like what kind of results he's gotten in the past if you're interested. But I mean, it's kind of late if the trial is just a few days away. Probably, she'll have to just stay with him and let him do it. It'll be hard to switch so late in the game,
It's been a ride. It's been an emotional ride for her. I had to take her to see a psychiatrist. She feels a lot of guilt. She feels a lot of pain. She feels like all the pressure's on me now. I'm the only one working. It's been a rough ride, sir. It's been a rough ride.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's any results for him because I just searched again under that name, but nothing comes up. So I don't see any results.
If you look at his page, he's done a lot of big trials, and that's all probably propaganda. Like I said, we only spoken to him once, and it was a very dry conversation. He didn't want to find a story on her, the loss of wages. We even asked, my wife called and spoke to his secretary and said, hey, look, I have all my documents from work, you know, how much I was getting paid an hour. And they told her, no, that's not necessary. We don't go by that. We're just going to give you a round number on it.
Mhm.
We don't know how much our trial is going to be worth. We have no idea. We're just like I told you, Mr. Arkady, we're going in blind, just totally blind. And it's like, wow.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Yeah, according to verdict search, there's no results, but I don't know. But he might have something else that's not listed. But yeah, I mean, I think the case is good because that's obviously a defective condition. They shouldn't have left it like that. And she has a serious injury with the surgery. So see what happens at mediation. Has there been any offer yet?
The first time they offered a year and a half ago, they started at 300,000 and they brought it down to $1,000. And then
What do you mean? Who started at who started at 300,000?
Our attorney started.
Oh, that was their demand. I see. And then the defendant offered only $1,000.
Only $1,000, and then I think 20 days later, not even a month later, we got on an email they were offering us $20,000. That's what's the last time any offering was done. About a week ago, we received an email they were giving her $62,000, and then his assistant got in contact with my wife and said, "No, we're not going to take that as a very low ball offer." And then that's when my wife goes, "With the insurance cap, which she's been looking at a lot of your videos. Basically, she's done all your videos. She's demanding is what the insurance cap. Have you guys done your research?" And they're like, "No, we don't need to do the research. We're just going to wait till they give us a better offer, and we'll try to get a little bit more than that." And my wife was like, "No, I'm not an expert, but I have a feeling this does not work like that. You guys don't have anything on me. You guys never made a file. I'm going through pain right now. Our doctor gave her a partial disability right now."
Yeah, it's kind of low. I mean, it's better than the 1,000, but if they're moving in the right direction, but you would need to get some significant movement. Hopefully the mediation, they offer something more significant. I mean, I think 300 was probably a low demand because now that's kind of like the ceiling. It's hard to get more than 300 if that's what they asked for already. And if you ask for 300, they like to give you maybe a third of what you ask for. So now they're going to try to maybe settle it for under 100. That's my guess. To get it over 100 might be a lot of work, maybe just to get it to 125, 150. But if she had surgery like that, it could be worth 300. But then they should have demanded 900 or told them that it's worth more. But yeah, they have to find out how much insurance. I don't know why they wouldn't want to know how much insurance they have unless they just have $1 million and they're saying it doesn't.
Is it legal for us to try to find out through our attorneys to demand to know, or it's not our
Of course you could know. Yeah, you could say, I want to know how much coverage there is that they have to. I mean, they really should find out because once they file a lawsuit, you go to a preliminary conference, and that's the first thing that at a preliminary conference, that's the first thing the judge orders is for the defendants to tell you the insurance. Was that all one defendant? Both of those sidewalk sections are owned by one landlord and it's one store?
I believe there's two owners.
So that's good. So yeah, you have two policies. So one policy could be $1 million, the other policy could be another $1 million. So you can go after both, and whoever owned that section that was broken, whoever was responsible for fixing that. Yeah, I think that's a good case. I don't know why they're not communicating.
I'm sorry. They had. I just want to basically, we had an expert witness that Morgan hired that we had to go and do a conference. Well, actually, we got there together with the gentleman, and he took the measurements and all that. And just by him saying, he goes, "For what I can see right now, they have 7 violations going on here." He took measurements. I think it was, it was about 8 or 9.5 inches in difference from one sidewalk to the other one.
Yeah, I mean, that's good for you. You basically want to have, the more violations, the better, but you want to make sure that those violations are what caused her to fall, that they were, basically the fact that they had the misleveling and the hole and the space between the sidewalk, things like that. And also that it's not visible, so it's not her fault because she's walking. It looks like one continuous section, and all of a sudden you step and there's nothing there. No, I mean, I would say, good luck. I think you should try the mediation. Let me know how it goes. Stick to your guns. Try to get as much as possible. And if it doesn't work out, you could tell them, I want a trial lawyer to go on my case, and I want to, go for the maximum, because they have attorneys. It's just, the way that they're set up, they have so many offices all over the country and so many people that sometimes they have these young kids and they assign a lot of the cases to these young kids that, are inexperienced, but they have some attorneys that are more experienced. They're probably just busy with the bigger cases and kind of like, really big, like brain injury, wrongful death, whatever, so they do have, they're a very big firm, so they should be able to handle it.
Mr. King, last question for you here. Do you advise us to ask them to bring in a subpoena for the doctor that did the surgery on her, and what do you call this? The witness that went and took the measurements of the sidewalk? Do you recommend that if we go to trial?
Well, yeah, if you have the expert, you want to call the expert. You don't need a subpoena. You just call the expert as your expert, and he'll testify as to what he did, the investigation, the findings, as an expert witness.
Well, that's something that we can do. We don't need the attorney to do that, or we need?
Well, no, the attorney should do that. I mean, the attorney's the one who hired the expert, right? They paid the expert, so they could just,
yes, sir.
They just have to call him up and just see how much he charges to come to court, and then he'll just be one of the witnesses. It's pretty straightforward. Yeah, it's pretty standard. Yeah. It's like a safety expert. That's the one you mean, right? Who found the violations?
Right. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you just call him and he'll come and he'll testify as to all his, what his investigation, what he found, why it's a violation, which building code it violates, all the specifics. He'll testify to that. Okay. I hope she feels better. And then, yeah, let me know how it goes with the mediation. And then let me know if you're going to trial or what's going on with it. And if you have any other questions, if you need my help, I'm happy to help.
Thank you, sir. We really, really appreciate you taking your time.
No, absolutely. But I think it's a good case. She should get a good result. Yeah, just she should just find out how much insurance there is. You could even tell them I'm entitled to know that. I know that that's my right to know how much insurance there is. So please let me know. And then you could say, and I want to make sure I have a real trial lawyer with experience handling my case if it has to go to trial.
In your experience, a trial like this, what are we normally looking at?
It's hard to say exactly, but she has a serious injury. I mean, I don't know the values down there in Hialeah, but in New York, I would say that's something like what they're saying, like 250, 300. That should be like the bottom line number, maybe. But if they're asking for that, now it's going to be hard to make that the bottom line, because once you ask for that, they're thinking, well, that's the most we could ever pay. So now they're trying to give you like a third of that, like 100, 125,
Right.
And so they should have really asked for like 650, 750, 850, and then they could have gotten like 300. So I feel like they didn't negotiate it properly. But at this point, I would say, just try to get as much as you can. Maybe they get something in the 200s or high ones, or if it goes to trial, then all bets are off, right? It's whatever the jury believes it's worth. And then you're not stuck with that number.
Right.
Your negotiating number. Yeah, you could ask for a million, whatever, if she has lost wages, if she has future medical costs.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you could add all those elements into the case. Absolutely.
Sir, I really appreciate your time. You have a devoted fan here, me and my wife. Thank you. You've been our only light at the end of the tunnel.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
No, thank you for the work you do, sir. I mean, believe it or not, there's a lot of people out there in YouTube land that really need your help. You're a blessing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, keep me informed, and I wish her the best of health and all the very best. And absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Great afternoon, all right?
Okay, you too. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
No, as you could see, that's an interesting case because it's good liability. She's walking on a sidewalk adjacent to a mall, and it's like a little walkway, right? And to the right of it is the wall of the mall. And then all of a sudden, there's no more sidewalk. It's like an 8 or 9 inch space, and then a different sidewalk that's lower continues. So you're not supposed to have a hole like that there. So, and when you walk from, say 5 feet, 10 feet before you get to that space, it just looks like one continuous sidewalk. You don't see that hole. So especially in Florida where it's very sunny, it's just not, she sent photos, right? So I saw what it looks like. You can't see it. So she's walking, and then all of a sudden you just go down, and she has a serious injury, the metatarsal finger fracture, but she needed a bone graft with 2 plates with titanium bolts. That's a serious injury to the foot. Now she can't move her, she has pain, she can't move her toes, she has numbness, and that's very, very life-changing and permanent. So, but I think the mistake here was maybe the demand was kind of low. I would demand more, or I would do like one of those settlement opportunity letters. And then I don't know what the trial prep has been so far. When I looked at the lawyer that they have handling it, there were no results. But because the trial is like November 7th, it's just in a few days, it's going to be really hard to get anyone else to come on, and unless they want to adjourn the trial. So let's see what happens. Hopefully they could still get a good number at mediation and a good number if it has to go to trial at trial. Okay, everyone, please like and subscribe to our channel. We are here for you. This was one of the consults that we do with viewers like you. Okay, all the best. Bye-bye.